282 pounds. My doctor had me on cholesterol medicine. I had the arteries of an 85-year-old. And he was telling me that if I didn't look out, I would have a stroke. My name's Diaz. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 2 young boys. I'm a business executive. For my whole life, I've been battling my weight. 9 months ago, I weighed over 282 pounds. Today, I'm at 209 pounds and dropping. My doctor took me off of my medication, and I'm on a path that I never, ever expected when I walked in the doors to the Gracie Academy. I remember in 1996, sitting there in grad school on a couch, probably munching on something unhealthy. And I'm watching the video narrated by Gracie. And I swear, the one tagline that sticks out, it was of all the challenge matches, the one tagline that sticks out, and then the opponent was quickly choked out. Every time, me and my friends would sit around there and watch, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, you know what? If I'm gonna do a martial art, that's gonna be the one. 1999, I moved to Los Angeles. Ironically, I moved to within 5 miles of the Gracie Academy in Torrance. Didn't prioritize it, didn't do anything, didn't look into the martial arts, didn't look into Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in the LA area. Next thing you know, 12 years later, successful at work, I'm now married, I have my 2 kids, and I'm as unhealthy as I've ever been. My brother, couple black belts in Kung Fu, but started Jiu-Jitsu when he was down in Guatemala. I was like, oh man, that is the greatest instructional method I've ever been around. But look, man, seriously, I'm 282 pounds. Let me lose some pounds. Let me figure this out because I know you gotta be flexible. He's like, just show up. I was like, you know what? Time's come. I've wasted, since 1996, what's that? 17 years of my life on that. Not pursuing something that I've always wanted to do. And I said, I'm gonna show up. Now, I didn't come and show up to the academy that first week of August thinking, I'm gonna come here to lose some weight. I said, I'm gonna come here to learn Gracie combatives because I think it's cool. I wanna see if I like it. And from the first class, hooked. I worked really hard with Alex Stewart. Love him. The guy literally changed my life. And you say, well, how did Alex change your life other than trying to, teaching you some moves? So I'm in there, it's November. I started in August. I'm working hard. I love this stuff. I realized, I could actually be good at this at some point if I really work hard. And the one thing, it was mentally stimulating for me. The whole thing of Jiu-Jitsu was chess. That's real. That's real. So mentally stimulating, physically stimulating. And you know what? If somebody ever did something to me in the street, I feel comfortable that I could walk. You can't beat that in what's going on. So I'm sitting there with Alex. I couldn't close my gi, right? I'm gonna put this in quotes because I shrank too much. Somebody put in the dryer on high, shrank too much. So I said, Alex, what gi size should I get? He looks with that Alex smile and he says, you could do that, or you could lose some weight. And what could I say to that? I'm sitting there, we're rolling around, I'm 282 pounds, I can't close my gi. Of course I could lose. So I said, you're right. Well, what do you think? So, I kept walking by that Gracie diet book that was on the counter at the academy. And I saw on the website, I'm like, yeah, sounds good. I don't want another diet. I can't. I hated diets. Again, my chest and arms were big enough. Who cares what you weigh? I hated diets. I just wanted to be in shape. And he said, look, it might seem a little complex. Just, wake up in the morning, have breakfast. Don't snack in between lunch. Don't snack in between dinner. And then look at the groups and start, kind of make it your own. So I get the book, I read it. I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. And I started with not eating snacks. Next thing you know, I'm not mixing starches. Next thing you know, I'm doing the things that make sense for me. And it's almost interesting, kind of like Jiu-Jitsu, you get to a point, you start creating your own game. You start being your own scientist and creating your own moves in your own style. And I kind of did that with the diet. And I started the Monday after Thanksgiving. And within 2.5 months, just by easing into the new eating lifestyle. I don't even want to call it a diet because I don't feel as though I'm constraining myself to a certain amount of calories or anything. I'm just eating like, I dropped 40 pounds. And I was like, why is this working for me when no weight loss I was ever worked before? I've lost a lot of weight before. Why is this working for me? Why is this changing for me? And here's what I realized. When I come in the morning or at night or in any class, and I'm in there and I'm training Jiu-Jitsu, I am completely in the zone. All the stress that's outside of this room that you're in training, it doesn't exist. So you finish with that and you walk out. And it's almost as though you've been through an hour and a half meditation. I'm completely at peace. I'm happy. No matter what happened in there, I learned something. And I'm happy and relieved. And I go into the world, I go home, I go to work with no stress. It's amazing. 9 months. I have new habits. I have new cravings. I'm down, actually about to take over 75 pounds. And when I went to see my doctor, I wrote this email to Henry that I think probably right after I got out of my doctor's office. He took me off of my cholesterol medicine. He said, "You're no longer obese." Never heard that. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard that. If I look at my senior year of high school, I weigh more than I do now. I've never heard that. You're no longer obese. I'm no longer worried about you. Keep up what you're doing. How did you do this? Seriously, Al, how did you do this? My doctor said, and he's an Ironman triathlete, so he's on fix and everything. How did I after 7 years of yelling at you about this, how did you do this? I remember I sat back and I smiled and I said, I'm just trying to live the Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle.